106.7 LITE FM.
106.7 LITE FM, Cubby, along with Christine, and it is an honor, to say the least.
It certainly is.
We have Sir Elton John via Zoom. Elton, hello there. Do I say good morning or good afternoon? Where are you right now?
I'm in New York. I've got here on Sunday night. I did a Disney special in Disneyland at Disney World.
Right.
And I came in and I've been chilling for a couple of days, and now I'm doing interviews and stuff for promoting Tammy Faye the musical.
But technically, we could probably come pick you up right now. You're that close.
Technically, you probably could. Yeah.
But we do have a lot to get to. We are so excited about everything going on.
I know. It's just, we're so excited just to talk to you. We're such huge fans, so thank you so much. And we're really looking forward to seeing Tammy Faye the musical on Broadway. So congratulations, Another huge Broadway show. Please fill us in about this, how this story came to you, how you found each other.
It's been a work of in progress for about 12 years. These things take time. And it all happened when I watched the documentary with David, my husband, of The Eyes of Tammy Faye. And it really hit home to me what a great person she was and how she should be feted rather than derided. So we bought the rights and we decided to write a musical. And I wrote the songs with Jason Sellards from the Scissor Sisters. And we gradually got it together. It ran at the Almeida Theatre in London about 2 years ago. It won 2 Olivier Awards. And it's a small theatre. It's a 350-seat theatre. But now we're at the Palace, which is one of my favorite theatres in the world. It holds 1,600 people, so it's going to be a big leap. But we're very, very confident, and we love the show. And so all I wanted to do is to tell people how great she was as a human being.
So can you tell us about your cast? Because you've got some wonderful people up there on that stage.
I've got, Katie Braben. Katie Braben, who won the Olivier in England, is the lead. Christian Borle, who's a 2-time Tony winner. It's a wonderful, wonderful cast. And the music, I'm very proud of the music. It's a big band. It's very happy kind of music, apart from the two. There's a couple of ballads which Tammy Faye sings, which are sad, obviously. But no, it's a raucous evening of music and fun and laughter and also a lot of truths that came out, during the making of this. That church and state coming together under Ronald Reagan, which was a really big deal because church and state had always been separated. And Jerry Falwell persuaded him to join them, and it's been a bit of a disaster ever since. So it's fairly political in that sense. It's historically political. It's not political about today at all, but it's political in what happened when the evangelists, got together and turned on Jim and Tammy Baker.
How did you approach writing the music? Because, Tammy's life complex, quite layered. You mentioned just a moment ago how there was ups and downs kind of in the music you wrote. But how did you approach the whole process?
I wanted to be joyous because it's set in the South. They came from the South, and I love Southern music. So a lot of it is kind of gospel-y and soul-y. It's quite easy. A lot of it is tongue-in-cheek, the lyrics especially. I wanted it to be a joyous, so people will be sitting in their seats rocking and rolling, and then the next minute they'd be sitting there crying because what she's singing about. It is a roller coaster ride of a career and a life. I mean, they had everything and then they had nothing, and she was vilified and she was cast aside, and then she came back and. I saw her on Larry King 4 days before she died, and there was nothing left of her, but she had such bad cancer. But she was still there preaching love and togetherness, and I just fell in love with her.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what you found relatable in her as a person, because so much that we know about her is the image, the mascara and
eyelashes,
the drama around it. But you seem to have really connected with her as a human being.
Well, she was one of the first people in the world to, she had a gay pastor on the show who had HIV and AIDS, and she hugged him. And that was in 1983, when, of course, if you go back in history, the government were doing nothing about AIDS whatsoever. And that was a huge moment in time. It's before Princess Diana hugged the guy at the lighthouse in London. Mm-hmm. And so it had an incredible effect on people that this woman would be so brave in running up the PTL, the Praise the Lord a gospel, evangelical channel. and that she would do this. And it horrified the rest of the evangelicals so much that they were determined to get rid of her. That was an incredible moment in time for me, and I remember it very much. And I thought, wow, this is something. Forgiveness. It was very hard in those days. Everyone was blamed, ostracized, and nobody talked about it. She went out there and she hugged this guy on the show. And it was a great moment in the history of AIDS in America.
Now, there's more with Elton John. I want to talk about this doc coming out on Disney Plus. If you were frozen and never knew about Elton John, you can watch this documentary and catch up on all the ups and downs in your life. What can people? I've seen a little bit of this documentary. When can people see this? And tell us about what they can expect from your documentary.
I think it airs on the 13th of December on Disney Plus, but it's also in selected cinemas around America as well. You can go to the cinema or you can wait and see it on Disney Plus. It's a documentary that shows really my meteoric rise to fame in the first 5 years, culminating in playing Dodger Stadium for 2 nights when I was very successful, incredibly successful, but had no basis to my life. And it was just all music and fame. And then it goes 47 years later, where I played 3 nights at Dodger Stadium and the last shows in America, where I had everything that I possibly wanted the first time around. I had a partner, a husband, I had a family, I had 2 boys, and I'd never been happier. So it just shows you that, the rise to fame is so quick and so wonderful for me. But at the end, underneath it, I was a bit of an empty shell. I was terribly lonely. I turned to drugs. And it showed the pitfalls of being successful so quickly if you don't have a ground. You don't have a basis to your life.
I feel so fortunate to have seen your farewell tour. I went twice because I love you so much and enjoyed the show so much. And then you were there on Disney Plus, so it can live on, which is great. How is life for you now that you are officially off the road? Are you feeling a difference?
I'm feeling really great because I'm spending time with my family, even though the boys are at school. Yeah, I wanted to go out on top, and we did Dodger Stadium. That was incredible. Then we went and did Glastonbury in England, which was amazing. And when I finished the last show in Stockholm in Sweden, I got in the car and David said, "How do you feel?" And I went, "I'm so relieved. I'm so happy because, I'm 77. I'll be 78 next year. I just want to spend the rest of my time being with the people I love and that are more important. I've done everything musically that I can on stage. There's plenty of other stuff to do, recording and whatever. But I've achieved everything, and I wanted to go out on top. And I wanted to spend the rest of my days with the people that really need me. And that's my husband and the 2 boys.
But you've never been in the shower and thought, well, maybe one more tour. Maybe, you're sitting around kind of bored at home. No, you're definitely done.
I tell you what, I did a guest spot in the next Spinal Tap movie, Spinal Tap 2. And David and I were driving into this big arena in New Orleans. And I went, "David, I'm coming out in hives. This is a huge arena. I don't want to go back here. I don't want to go back here." So, no, I don't. There are so many other things to do. Listen, I've got another musical opening in London 3 weeks from now.
Wow.
The Devil Wears Prada. So, we have plenty to do. We have 2 musicals.
Will that be in New York one day?
Yeah. And so I have plenty of stuff to do. And it's just lovely spending time with my family. And, I'm seem to be busier now because of COVID, the 2 musicals have collided. The documentary has collided. And then next year we have plans for other stuff. So, I'm pretty busy.
Yeah, you are.
We're glad that you are.
We're definitely glad.
We just enjoy your
I'm
music.
I'm very, very grateful that you asked me to come on the show. I'm very, very touched. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And your song "Never Too Late," we'll be listening for that this Friday.
Yeah.
With
okay. All right.
Brandy Carlisle.
Thank you so much, you guys.
Thank you, Elton John. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. Thank you.
106.7 LITE FM.